Hello there people, Vestin here playing Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri with the Alien Crossfire expansion pack. I will not explain everything about this game from the get-go because it would end up being an hours long podcast, maybe even a podcast lasting several hours, so I'll just explain things as we get along, as it becomes necessary, if it becomes necessary at all. I'll be starting out on the classical orthodox map of the planet that comes with the game itself. Logos, help me, on a level 1 above average. So, since there are 6 to pick, I will pick the 4th and hope against hope that it's not too hard. I'll play with standard rules, whatever these happen to be. And we'll go with the classical 7 factions. You can play with the expansion factions. There are 7 factions in the base game, 7 in the expansion, the completely different factions. And I do not want to experiment all that much, now that I've read the manual for the base game, but haven't really explored that much everything about the expansion pack itself. Let's play with the 7 classical factions. Let's play as the human Hive. Not the sort of faction I would really identify with on any level, but at the same time one that really just jumped out at me for one reason or another as the one I would like to start playing as.
Learn to overcome the crass demands of flesh and bone, for they warp the matrix through which we perceive the world. Extend your awareness outward, beyond the self of body, to embrace the self of group and the self of humanity. The goals of the group and the greater race are transcendent, and to embrace them is to achieve enlightenment. Chairman Shen Jiyang, SS on Mind and Matter.
I could call myself Yang, but I'll call myself Vestin, why not? Vestin, a new era of struggle and opportunity awaits you. The UN Starship Unity has arrived in the Alpha Centauri system after a 40-year voyage. All contact with Earth has been lost. After Captain Garland's assassination by an unknown assailant, the crew mutinied and split into factions. In the ensuing conflict, some seized control of the Unity's colony pods. You now shape the destiny of your Hive faction, which has just made planetfall. Here's our headquarters. Here are some colony pods that we ought to retrieve stuff from. Now these tiles appear to be promising. This tile has a nutrient bonus, and this tile has an energy bonus. This game features no strategic or luxury resources, but it features these resources, the economic ones. 3 types. So bonus minerals, bonus food, bonus energy, which are essentially copies of what you know from Civilization. Food is called nutrients, production is called minerals, and money is energy. That's it. Since I have been so fortunate, I will begin mining this tile immediately. I could get more energy and thus facilitate research quicker, but I want faster growth. This is what the Hive faction is all about. Growth. Accelerated growth. As far as research is concerned, we will focus on exploring, because I want as many new bases as humanly possible, as early as possible. Let's send a scout patrol to retrieve Unity Pod's content. And let's also send out the colony pod in some direction. I presumably cannot drive it into the sea. So I can go northwest, southwest, or southeast. Venturing southwest would force me to go through the fungus. So I'm tempted to go to the southeast, especially since this seems like a safe territory. It's the edge of the map, and the map is a donut. You may think that it is a sphere, but it's not. It's a donut. It doesn't wrap around bottom to top, only left to right. There's a problem with this, though. At the poles, as far as I understand it, the map is really poor in resources. So perhaps going south isn't the brightest of ideas. But unless that area is absolutely horribly completely desolate, I will just go there. We shall see what happens. Research priorities have been set. As far as social engineering is concerned, we cannot switch to a police state because we don't have enough gold. And gold is necessary in order to pay for the upheaval cost. You pay energy in order to swap around your policies rather than going through a period of anarchy. Unfortunately, we cannot afford it because we don't quite have enough energy. Where's my energy display? Intriguing. Presumably, the upheaval cost is 24 credits, and so far we have 11 credits. So it is utterly impossible to
production complete.
Switch as of now. No, for now. Oh, by the way, base production. Obviously, that's something I have to focus on. Also, research areas. I've already done that. What should we build over here? I'm tempted to build another colony pod, but we don't have the population to build one. So let's build another scout patrol. We are going to need one anyway. The second scout patrol has been constructed here. Perhaps I should have investigated in the direction where I intend to expand. Fine, let's go there. Is that it? Is the scout patrol done? Come on, scout patrol, don't tell me you ran out of movement points. Already moved. Oh no. Fine.
Turn complete.
Move into the fungus.
Turn complete.
Moving into the fungus. Takes time. The xenofungus is annoying as hell. As far as the base is concerned, everything is fine. It's building a scout patrol. We'll have population growth in 8 turns, which somehow manages not to be displayed over here. It's a step back. We have found a mysterious monolith. Investigate. The arcane technology of the monolith enhanced our unit to discipline status. That's cute, but what's even more cute is that we can mine this. Instead of having a 2-1 square, we can have a 2-2-2 square. We can just exploit the monolith to get more energy by 2 and more minerals by 1 compared to the 2-1 square over there. Now, of course, you can use up the monolith, upgrade, in this case, upgrade all your forces. Eventually it'll disappear. But while it is still here, might as well keep exploiting it. You can set moves to be executed in the future. You can set, I wouldn't even call them rally points, but you can set movement destinations for the future for your units. And they will just go there immediately. But I like the degree of... I like to have a degree of granularity. I prefer to be able to explore on my own. So I don't necessarily want to move them in a particular direction. As far as unexplored squares are concerned, I would much rather just take my time and make my decisions as I reveal the territory. Scout patrol is on its way. Growth in 7 turns. There really isn't much to check. And as much as I wanted to commentate every single turn, there really isn't much to remark on. Let's move over here. That's distance 1. Going into fungus is distance 3. And of course this unit can move a single point. Let's not go into the fungus. Going into the fungus is generally a bad idea. Let's go into the fungus because we don't really have an attack. Actually, let's move over here with this guy. Reveal some of the territory and move the colony pod into the fungus.
Complete.
Oh, it's going to take it a while to get there. Next turn, let's move over here. You move over there.
Turn complete.
Oh, look. An abandoned pod. On the fungus.
Turn complete.
Oh, no.
Turn complete. Production complete.
Excellent, another scout patrol has been produced. I really don't want another scout patrol, but what am I supposed to do? Stockpile energy? That really doesn't sound like the best of ideas. Could build a command nexus, but that's going to take a long while. Maybe I should start building the colony pad in anticipation of research. I'd rather not anticipate that research. Fine, let's build yet another scout patrol. What are my support costs? 0, as far as I can tell. Support. Supports 2 free units per base. 2, huh? Aren't these the 2 free units? I think that's about it. The next scout I build is going to possibly to pay. Oh boy. Can I afford to switch to a police state right now?
Insufficient energy.
Soon enough. I just need a tad more energy, and then we will become a police state. Soon enough. Excellent, yet another scout.
Turn complete.
Can't you...
Turn complete.
Nope, no movement points. No movement points left on that. Yeah, I think the turn is complete. Can this really move? Oh, it says already moved.
Turn complete.
Actually, why should it move there? Hold on. The base can access these tiles, 2 from the center. Which means that if I position my base here, yes, amidst all the fungus, and then I can have these tiles under my control. That's not really terribly appealing as an idea. Look at this nonsense. Okay, which tiles could I possibly mine? Which tiles could I possibly harvest? Well, these 2. And the pathetic one I'm on. Because the rest is covered in xenofungus. It's not the best of situations, it's not the best of spots. Maybe, just maybe, I should venture elsewhere. Say to the east. That seems like a reasonable spot. Say the one with potentially fall minerals. Now the star is just 1, but if I build a mine there... Actually, that's not how these things work, is it? I could build a base next to the water. That could be moderately handy, I guess. Or I could venture through the xenofungus over here to the southwest. What I do know is that I don't want to settle here.
Complete.
This is a dreadful spot. Mostly filled with fungus.
Indigenous life form.
No! The pod was infested with native life
Turn
forms.
complete.
It's the mind worms.
Turn complete.
I mined the worms. How's that research coming along? Oh boy. Next breakthrough anticipated in 1 year. Scout Patrol has performed admirably and has now achieved hardened status.
Planet's atmosphere, though a gasping death to humans and most animals, is paradise for earth plants. The high nitrate content of the soil and the rich yellow sunlight bring an abundant harvest wherever adjustments can be made for the unusual soil conditions. Lady Deirdre Skye, The Comparative Biology of Planet.
Finding adequate sources of nutrients, energy, and minerals is the most immediate problem facing the colonists after planetfall. An understanding of the basics of Centauri ecology provides the new arrivals with the tools they need to begin shaping the world around them, how plants grow, what geological structures exist, and how natural ecology sources may be exploited on planet. Thus, we have unlocked the weather paradigm, a base facility, access to further technologies. We can provide our people with nutrition from the xenofungus, and we can build Falmers. Falmers are pretty much the worker units, you know, from civilization games. They're crucial to our survival and development. Let's stop building that scout patrol and build a Falmer instead. It's going to take us a while, but thankfully the switch is going to be completely free. What is the weather paradigm? I will be checking all these things because this is literally the first time I'm playing this game. And I've checked quite a few things, but I haven't memorized every single thing, every single building, and every single project. I have loose understanding of all of these things, but I don't have photographic memory. The weather paradigm increases terraforming speed by 50% for all tasks except for remove fungus. Farmers may build condensers and boreholes. These are amazing things. And may raise and lower terrain, even if you have not yet discovered the appropriate technologies. Additionally, you may drill to aquifer and construct echelon mirrors. Echelon mirrors increase the collection of energy by the solar panels around them. Condensers increase wetness, which increases the yield of nutrients on tiles around them, so they're quite similar they're quite similar structures. The idea is you place it on a middle tile, and all around it on the 8 surrounding tiles, something is better. However, this is a secret project, or in other words, effectively a wonder. Only one faction may get it, and we would have to start now to try and complete it, if we are to complete it at all. Starting it now, by the way, would mean forsaking the opportunity to improve the environment around us, because if we are to build the weather paradigm, we will not be building Falmers at the same time. That's quite a trade-off. However, once we complete it, our terraforming will forever be faster. It might just be worth it, considering that we want to spread really wide. I would like that jump start, but we might as well start out on that weather paradigm wonder, if we are to have any hope of completing it. 58 turns seems like a reasonable bit.
Project initiated.
Also, if you fail to complete a wonder, then the energy transfers to another wonder, if you designate it. So it's not all doom and gloom necessarily if you fail a given wonder, although it's still a lot of misappropriated effort. Alright then, we have some surplus food, although not that much. The fungus will now provide a tad, but that really isn't a lot. It's really disappointing.
Turn complete.
Oh look, this is the mineral bonus. What do the spots around here look like? This is the wrong button. This is the one. These are the basic stats. And these are the stats after improvements. Now, as far as I understand it, you don't really get the spots after improvements if you put a base on a given thing. I'm not sure if you ever get them, but... If I position the base here, it gets these 2 tiles. The tiles around here, these 2 tiles. I think it's a reasonable spot. I think I ought to put a base over here.
Complete.
That's the spot I want for now. And then, once we get a higher population, we shall build more of these colony pods. And build more colonies. Not from this space, mind you, because here we're getting the wonder. Rushing it. What disappointment is going to be once I find out that I'm not going to get that wonder. Alright, walk through the minerals. I have Brother Lal of the Peacekeepers on channel 2. Shall I put him through? Yes. Actually display the... Actually does profile, please. Who is this guy? Mood obstinate. Personality erratic. Wonderful. Actually, it's not a thing to be terrified of. You have 3 types of personalities as far as belligerence is concerned. You can have factions that actively pursue war, an open military conflict, and those factions happen to include my own. It's the believers, the religious zealots, for one, and on the other hand, my own faction, the Human Hive. Other factions are the pacifists, in 2 cases, the Gaians and something else, not these guys. Morgan Industries, I think, the capitalists. And others are erratic. May go to war, may not necessarily go to war, you don't know. But I think I'm on enemy territory, essentially. So settling here might be a bit of an issue, but I'll try anyway. We might be in conflict as far as tiles are concerned, to an extent. Interest, explore, discover. There are 4 types of interests. The AI may want to explore the map, build more bases. It may want to build up the bases they have. They may be interested in pure research, so discover, and they may be interested in conquest, so war. Agenda, politics, democratic, that's the agenda screen, that's the social engineering screen where they want to pick democracy as an option. They want to pick democracy where we pick police state. Which reminds me, these are exactly the people who are antagonists. There are 7 factions. Actually, the warlike faction of the Spartans doesn't have a direct antagonist. They value power. They don't like people who just hold wealth. So arguably they have direct antagonists in Morgan Industries who hold wealth. I don't think they do. But anyway, the other 6 factions have the direct counterparts. So you have the religious faction that is going to hate the scientific faction. You have, which is largely artificial, but whatever. You have the Gaian faction. They want to live in harmony with nature. And you have the capitalists who want to exploit nature for the betterment of mankind. And and then you have the peacekeeper faction that hates us, largely. Because they're democratic, and we want to have a fascist or communist police state. So they won't like us all too much. Even though it may seem that they would be against, the Spartan faction, those who are all about the military. But those guys aren't assholes. They're just, military focused. We're the assholes. Headquarters, planetary council votes fall because these guys get more votes. Frontier politics, simple economics, value survival, future society, none. These are the basics. I don't want data links info. Switch domain, view screen. Hello, brother LOL. Well met, Chairman Westin. I am now called Brother Lal. Yes, brother LOL. And act as the voice of the peacekeepers, whose intent is to defend the humanitarian principles of the original UN Charter. Yes, I very much so care about the United Nations organization over here. on planet since we've lost contact with Earth and everything. I absolutely intend to uphold all of its principles and definitely wouldn't dare to commit any atrocities, including genocide or use of ballistics, nuclear weapons, or any other sorts of things. Now that would be inhumane. That would go against humanistic principles. We can't have that, obviously. I think we're on the same page here. I see you and your minions have flourished on this unforgiving world. Indeed we have. Peacekeeping forces, diplomatic status none, infiltration inactive, might feeble. The weak! Now, I didn't say it outright out loud, but a thought has crossed my mind. Should I just use these scout units they have developed to just attack the headquarters and destroy them right off the bat? I could try that. It's not like anyone can stop me. In fact, I'm tempted to just cancel the secret project, build an army, destroy the peacekeepers. Just like that. Since this is the capital. This is the guy's capital. And I happen to have a military unit right next to it. I believe your data on doctrine, loyalty could have important implications to my humanitarian initiatives. I propose that you exchange this knowledge for my own files on biogenetics. D1, interested? Biogenetics is Discovery 1. I have Conquest 2. No, but I could divulge information on Centauri ecology. That seems like a better deal. Do I want to make a deal with these guys right before I attack them? Also, if I just attack this guy out of the blue, wouldn't that be considered an atrocity? That's isn't that kind of against humanitarian values? Doesn't that go against anything and everything we stand for? Wouldn't that ultimately decrease every single faction's faith in me as an honorable leader? Do I care? I kind of care at this point. This is the larval stage of my empire. We have our greatest foes on our doorstep. Nobody could divulge information on Centauri ecology.
We hold life to be sacred, but we also know the foundation of life consists of a stream of codes, not so different from the successive frames of a watchlet. Why then cannot we cut one code short here and start another there? Is life so fragile that it can withstand no tempering? Does the sacred brook no improvement? Chairman Shen Jiyang, Dynamics of Mind.
We have biogenetics now, which allows us to build recycling tanks. A brilliant facility that just gives you +1 nutrient, +1 mineral, +1 energy at each base. Each base you build it in. We also have access to the Human Genome Project. That is a secret project that is quite beneficial, but I can remember the details of that. Also unlocks further research paths. The alien environment on planet brought us a host of unforeseen health problems for the colonists. Early inquiries into biogenetics center on the prevention and treatment of those problems. Researchers in this discipline seek an understanding of the entire genetic code. If you research the Human Genome Project, you are immune to certain random events concerning deadly diseases. It's one of the benefits. Now, if you will excuse me, I will consult my tech tree. We have biogenetics. We have Centauri ecology, thank goodness. And we also have doctrine loyalty? We have one of the doctrines. Ah yes, doctrine loyalty, which unlocks police state. What, is Brother Lal interested in doctrine loyalty because he wants a police state of his own? That goes against everything he stands for. I don't think he can even do that. I think he has to choose democracy and cannot choose police state. But he would be interested in perimeter defense. I'm so tempted to outright attack him. Your information on doctrine loyalty intrigues me. Yes, I have been made known as far as that's concerned. Are you willing to exchange it for my copy of my world map? I don't think you know much about the world. No offense. No. The fragmentation of this mission has been a disaster, Chairman Vestin. Won't you sign a treaty of friendship and help me to reunite the others? I could spend a very long time here pondering this. Because ultimately, I have a single unit next to his capital. I could strike right now. And a treaty benefits him a lot more than it benefits me. This is the guy who wants to make treaties. It really is that guy. He benefits from treaties the most. He benefits from votes. He benefits from all those sorts of things. Whereas my commerce is weak. There's rampant corruption. I'm sorry, in this game it's called inefficiency. There's energetic inefficiency as far as my faction is concerned. So any energy we generate, we mostly squander in all sorts of ways. Thus, treaties do not benefit me as much. The energy I get mostly goes to waste. As much as I would prefer it to be otherwise. However, if I build wide enough, and I will, I might just have enough energy for that not to matter. However, he benefits from this much more than I do. Question is, do I really want to try to build up somewhat of an army and strike at him right the hell now? That could be a very short mission if I were to do that. Because what do I have? That single unit over there? Every other unit would have to reach this spot. And with a single movement point that they have, that would take them a while. Unless I can just take out the capital right the hell now with this single unit I have here. Oh, this is probably a huge mistake, but at the very least I will be able to restart quite soon. No, what's done is done. Your forces have been sighted in Peacekeeper territory. Tensions between us would be greatly eased with their withdrawal. Do you have any further business? You have violated my territory. Leave at once. Let me offer a counterproposal, Chairman. If you will first withdraw all of your forces from my territory, I will likely do otherwise. Never mind. Let our forces remain in place. A proposal to make. Can I just declare war? I need comlink frequencies of other factions. Yes, I do. And whose comlink frequencies do you desire? With whom can we possibly get along? Okay, that seems reasonable enough and innocuous enough. Lady Deidre of the Gaians. Alas, I myself lack the comlink okay. My apologies. Lal out. You insolent dog. We prepare to face my wrath. Can I actually see if this is garrisoned in any way? Peacekeeper Scout Patrol. That's it, a single Peacekeeper unit. Oh boy. Here I go murdering again. Really? Is this the shortest path? What are you gonna do? Go through the ocean? Well, the...
Turn complete.
Gee, thanks. That really... That fills me with confidence. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to make it across there. How about you go the long way, dude? Distance 6. How about... I mean, if you think this is the fastest route, fine, then go ahead. Ooh, I should presumably stop building the Wonder and start building more military units if I want to do this. Or, you know, get that second city up and running and then build forces there. Well, let's continue with the Wonder. These are very questionable decisions I'm making. Hopefully I won't have to pay for that. You know, how about I actually move all my forces over there before attacking? How about I do that? That sounds like a reasonable decision, doesn't it? Alright, select this guy, move. You... just hold this position.
Complete. Turn complete.
Alright. Can you construct a base? Not yet. I claim that land as peacekeeper territory to invest in. And I will not have your mindless followers building bases there. Cease and desist immediately. I'm sorry. You can't tell me what to do. You are no longer useful to me. It is time for you to die. This is my territory. I don't want this space to grow necessarily. Oh, I can't use that tile. I'd like to use that tile. I would like to use that tile very much. If only, if only. I have violated his territory. Horribly. Build those scout patrols.
Turn complete.
Oh boy. Anyway, he has declared war on me. I wasn't the first guy to do it. I wasn't the guy to do it. I'm innocent here. I'm an innocent victim. Well, what the hell is that? These bones. Fly the moist, elevation, fly the moist. Unity. My goodness, this is the crash site. Anyway. Should I move all the units though, or should I launch a surprise attack? The odds are 7 to 7. It's a coin toss! Okay. And of course I failed. I'll get him soon enough though.
Production complete.
Label, network, builds, scout patrol. 5 items left in production queue. Proceed. Hey you, move.
Turn complete.
How many times until the next scout patrol? A few, but we'll get there. Can I hurry production?
Request confirmation.
That would require quite a few minerals. Well, actually, that minerals, energy. Energy well spent. Spend the energy. Give me more falses. We'll switch to a police state later. Don't worry about it.
Once a man has changed the relationship between himself and his environment, he cannot return to the blissful ignorance he left. Motion of necessity involves a change in perspective. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
Doctrine mobility. It enables the command center. It enables the building of the speeder. Let's Speeders are quite nice. The early colonists quickly learned the importance of reconnaissance and self-defense in this most alien of environments. Doctrine mobility formalizes these cornerstones of military might, representing the first attempt at an organized defense policy on planet. You can build speeders, they have 2 movement points.
Production complete.
Zoom to base. And how long would it take you to build speeders? Oh no, I would have to prototype them, wouldn't I? Oh goodness. How do I reach that again? There must be a way. My goodness, there's a way to do that. Hold on. There was a button. Right? At least you. Alright. I have access to this speeder chassis. With regular weapons, no shields, regular reactor, and no special abilities. How long would it take you to build a rover? Quite a few turns, because I have to prototype it first. Fine, let's build those stupid patrols then.
Turn complete.
Watch me go.
Turn complete.
Oh, is that a is that a colony pod? How quaint! Oh boy. Perish. 35 to 36. Oh boy, this is getting worse. Our Scouts Patrol unit has performed admirably and has now achieved discipline status. Wins the first Hive battle victory, but I love the Peacekeepers already won the first planetary battle. Yes, I know, I remember that.
Turn complete.
Well then, let's find his remaining bases. And finish him off.
Turn complete.
That was pretty ruthless and violent.
Turn
And quick.
Complete. Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete.
University researchers have discovered the secrets of the human brain. The discovery has stimulated a burst of university research. Oh. Yeah, that's what happens.
Turn complete.
This Peacekeeper colony pod will not get away from me.
Turn complete.
Can't let them build another base. They have to be eradicated completely.
Complete.
They have a reason to hate me. Labor Network builds Scout Patrol. 3 items left in production queue. Maybe I should start building those stupid speeders. Delete the Scout Patrols and replace this. With a Scout Rover, please. I know it's going to take a while, but at least they have some movement speed. Oh, and by the way, since I destroyed that, I can build things quicker! With all those lovely minerals! Yes! They're mine now. However, I am paying a bit of a support cost for all those scout patrols I'm controlling. See, that's what I get for not quite being a fascist yet. That's what happens. That's what happens. Our forces are ready to begin the assault. Odds are 14-7. That's a goddamn Falmer. How can it... Sorry, not a Falmer. That's a colony pod. These are civilians I'm trying to... How can I win? How can I lose? How can they win? Order to proceed. Proceed as ordered. They can run me over or something. Our scout patrols performed admirably. You could contest that notion, but I'll take it. I think they have performed admirably. I'm now achieving discipline status. Any forces supported here? How many forces can I support at this juncture, by the way? Because there's a single unit supported from this base, and the other ones are supported by the other one, which absolutely cramps the style as far as mineral production is concerned. So presumably I should just rehome these units.
Turn complete.
How's my support? Two free units per base, okay? And this base is supporting how many units? 3. If I move a single one to the other base, I'll be fine. As long as I stop building units. Come on, can we afford the...
Insufficient energy.
Can't become a police state quite yet. But we will soon enough. Believe me. We will become a police state. Actually, what's the support situation like? Which are you supporting? Can I... That's the guy supported from our Hive. So this one will move over the rehome, so it gets supported off of the Hive. And then this will no longer pay support cost because of 3 units. Why the... Yeah, text should not overlap itself.
Turn complete.
Are the peacekeepers gone? Peacekeepers are ignoring our transmission. Where are they? They need to be hunted down and eliminated. Yeah, go over the... Yada, yada, yada. How's the population? This is the situation as far as the resources are concerned. Alright, 2-1 as opposed to 1-3. That also makes sense. So we will soon enough have population growth over here. All according to plan. I want the weather paradigm on those farmers soon enough. But, of course, our war effort cannot be hampered.
Turn complete.
I love how I immediately went berserk and attacked the headquarters of the first faction we've met. But admittedly, they were our
Turn complete.
nemesis, ultimately. Faction dominance. So that's Gaians. What do these things mean? Exactly. So presumably H is not the human hive. Is it? What's U? Oh, that's university. Okay, so H is the hive, that's us. Here are the peacekeepers. And here are... What the hell are you people? The believers? Potentially? Well, they're not doing too well, are they? University is running away with this game. Yeah, I have to stop them immediately. They haven't... I haven't even met them!
Turn complete.
What am I trying to do here? Just rush them with scouts? This is absurd.
Turn complete.
Such unnecessary violence. Okay, this is where my territory ends. This is where, as far as I understand, Peacekeeper's territory might begin. Oh my. Huh. So these people are... Wait a minute. Oh my... Oh, they have heads! Oh yeah, if you zoom out enough, you will see the heads. Now, unfortunately, from time to time, they may appear to be slightly headless. Which I guess is fine, right? We don't discriminate against people who don't have heads.
Turn complete.
Where are these guys? Okay. Harry, you can Harry Wonders? Anyway. Activate the unit here. No, not you. Action. Set home base. According to my calculations, there are two. Yes, that means that... That means that at this point, this unit will be supported here. This place only supports 2 units now, which means I don't incur the costs. This is brilliant. I'm no longer paying the support costs, so the construction of the rover is proceeding according to plan. So where do I want to send this guy? Possibly to explore west?
Turn complete.
Possibly.
Indigenous life form.
Psyworms! Mindworms! Proceed. Oh, thank goodness.
Datapod recovered.
It contains the comlink frequency for Lady Deidre of the Gaians. Hello? German Western, I presume. Lady Deidre of the Gaians at your service. I am to... Oh, solicitous! She's solicitous! I'm mighty in comparison, I guess. Lady Deidre of the Gaians at your service. I am told you have built yourself a small empire here on this rocky planet. Be aware that I plan to guard, understand, and preserve planet's native life, and I will brook no interference in this matter. That's perfectly okay with me, Lady Deidre. You may be interested to know that I have been in touch with our former colleague Morgan, who lately has been styling himself CEO of the Morganites. Morgan has become quite obsessed with his business plans, but we have had several fruitful conversations, and I believe he could provide you with information on industrial economics. If you like, I can provide you with his comlink frequency in exchange for a mere 15 energy credits. I would potentially like comlink access to him, but providing it for such a price, I can afford it. But I want to become a fascist. I wanted to spend that energy on becoming a police state, you know. And now you're offering information on the comlink frequency of the capitalist guy. That's no way in hell am I paying for that. Maybe later. Information on doctrine loyalty. Conquest 2 could prove quite useful to my environmental initiatives. That sounds like a threat. Can you transmit it to me as a personal favor? Deidre. My lady, that's cute and everything, but in exchange for your own data on doctrine flexibility, perhaps. I'm not just going to give it away to you for free, but I am willing to trade. I have nothing against you, personally. But still, I will not just hand over technology to you. Why would you expect me to do that? Hand me over doctrine flexibility. Good enough for me. Thank you, lady.
He held his arm too stiffly, and so was thrown back repeatedly, until at last I seized his forearm and snapped it back against itself. His training suffered while the arm healed, of course, but I felt this was a lesson he must learn early. And well. Spartan Kell, honing the key.
Many radical young military officers felt that doctrine mobility did not go far enough in the development of fast attacks and quick reconnaissance, because mobility only takes land forces into account. These leaders work to create the first navies on planet, based on doctrine flexibility, coordination and cooperation between forces made possible by control of the sea. You get the pressure dome, which you don't need unless you're building a sea base. The foil, which can operate on water. The troop transport, and the transport foil. Now you can transport troops in rovers, for instance. So you get even more mobility. However, of course, this has to be prototype. I sense you are a friend of Planetrum invested. Well, I suggest we sign a treaty of friendship that our people may live side by side in peace. She's got a good feeling about me. Oh boy, are you a terrible judge of character? Agreed. Walk with planet, Deidre. Splendid, my environmental initiatives and your social experiment. I mean, of course she's going to side with the communists. She doesn't know about all the genocide that is definitely not going on yet. My environmental initiatives and your social experiments complement one another nicely. The Gaians and the Hive have much to gain from this friendship. We shall commence trade and commerce at once. Thank you, Lady Deidre. Have you any further business? Can I propose anything? You have violated my territory. No, you haven't. Very well, we'll do desire. That we swear a pact of brotherhood and join forces. Well, that's very forthcoming, but that sounds like an idea. I desire access to your research data. I need comlink frequencies of other factions. Oh, so it's nice. A joint attack on my enemy. Brother LOL. I desire access to your research data. I see, and what do you offer in return? Why, my goodwill and friendship. You need but name your price, lady. Some of my valuable research data, I know. Never mind. Have any further business? I believe we are finished here.